No, I'm studying like a Millie Rocket. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers, money in my pocket.
Alright guys, so where I'm pointing now is one of the main crossing points for the coyotes. And here there's an area of 7 kilometers where there's no fence. So from there, it goes and goes and goes and goes, and then it just stops for 7 kilometers. And there is simply no fencing. For some reason, there's nothing. This is where we are. The border goes along the Colorado River, and here's how it works. Firstly, you have the river, and then you have some sewage pipes, and then you have the wall itself. There is a checkpoint in this area, and there's a bridge leading up to it, which you can cross legally. And look what's next to it. A space with no bridge to cross it. It's almost as if they made it like this on purpose so that there would be a direct route straight into American territory. And that way, about 15 meters from these bushes, you will get into America. If we just go down here and run that way a little, we'll be in America. And look at this. There is litter everywhere you look. There are jars and bottles and trash and trash and trash that the immigrants have left in their wake. The immigrants cross this patch of land in their masses, but the thing is, they usually only do it at night. Of course, I'm not going to try cross because that will be breaking the law. I'm just going to go up to it so that I can show you what it looks like. I don't think that it will be safe to try push my luck. This is what it looks like from above. You can see in the distance the fence comes to an end, and then, after that, it's just the borderline without any barriers. Naturally, this part of the border is controlled very tightly by the cartel. Because this is a gold mine for them, in these 7 kilometers, you can easily smuggle hundreds of people through. However, it is quite difficult to get through all these bushes. It's not as easy as you'd think. I'm getting stuck here. Normal immigrants are known locally as polos, which means little chickens. And they're taken through the border by poleros, and these are regular smugglers who have a very simple job. They get you to the border, and that's it. Once they get to the other side, the immigrants don't hide, but rather give themselves up to the Americans and request asylum. As it happens, drug smugglers, who carry dozens of kilos of product on them, are generally called burro or burritos, and that means little donkeys. And their final destination is not the border, but deep in America, and naturally, they're undercover. And the escorts who smuggle them are called coyotes. In reality, the biggest danger that the immigrants have to face are actually animals. Just look at how many footprints there are here. Right here, we have the prints of coyotes, wild coyotes. There are all sorts of wild animals around here, and they're especially active at night. Guys, so you understand, I'm completely here alone. I got sent this location, but the coyote said he wasn't going to bring me here. Because he said he doesn't need more problems, but I was curious to see if it really is that easy to get all the way to the border, or if that's a myth. It's scary being out here alone. If the cartels find me, then I'm going to have to make a plan. Let's go. You know, guys, to tell you the truth, I'm scared. I'm scared. You walk, and it's scary. Take a moment to imagine walking here. Barbed wire everywhere. You can't turn your phone on. You can't turn a torch on, so you don't get seen. You crawl along, and birds fly up to the right and left. All you can do is just pray that no actual coyote sees you as a meal. And not to get shot by a rogue cop, or a soldier from the cartel. Okay, so here's the river, guys. There's a path to get to it over there. So you just go down the path and find yourself at the river. This river, guys, so you understand, that's the river and that's us. Right on the border with America. Right across the river. You can see that there isn't any kind of wall or any barrier. Right over there is America. You can imagine who made this. Who built this wall up to here. and stop suddenly, and then carry on a few kilometers later. The official story is that it's because of some conflict over territory on the American side. But in reality, it seems to me that this gap was created especially for the transfer of illegal immigrants, so that anything can be taken into America for a healthy amount of money. That's really what it looks like. The cartels control access to points like this very tightly. The Coyote shared a few tricks with me to stop me from getting caught, and I'm not going to share them with you here, so that I don't encourage you guys to do dangerous things like this yourselves. In the last episode, I showed you how scouts from a cartel caught me and a local journalist, Pacquiao, and I know that was in a different place, but it was from the same playbook. Let me try and explain this to you now. Over there, behind my back, you will see the scouts. They're in that car over there. You can see that the car doesn't have plates. So, hang on, let me make it look like I'm not actually using the camera now. Those guys are busy monitoring who is crossing the border, and that there aren't any unknowns. So if they see that I'm recording, we might have problems. I'll turn off the camera, You see that? This place is right on the border. The wall is behind them, and nearby, there's a sign that says parking is not allowed. So it's only scouts from a cartel who would have pulled over like this. Look at this. The car does not have any plates, and the guys inside have just covered their faces up with masks, probably because they don't want to be caught by the American Special Forces, who obviously do quite a bit of work in the Mexican territory. Or maybe it's because they're scared of some kind of bug they have out in the desert. What do you think? Immigrants walk past them in a steady stream to get across the border, and they count them, so they know how much to charge the poleros for guiding them to the border, and they make sure there are no extras.
Nothing goes unregistered.
It's now 7:30 in the morning. Another group of immigrants, has set out to cross the border. This period of time is called the window. This is when the cartels and the authorities have agreed to leave an opening for the immigrants. When the immigration services conveniently leave their checkpoints and wait for the new shift to take over. See that? The immigrants have all started running because they don't want to be late for their window. It's not something that they can miss. Like they don't know that this is the time when immigrants are going to be crossing the border. Oh, whoa. It's totally crazy how they figured all this out. They all move in family packs, and most of them have weeks and weeks of difficult travel behind them. But the remaining few dozen meters will be harder and more dangerous for them than the thousands of kilometers they've already covered. Now this group is heading for Gate 36, which is legendary among illegal immigrants.
So that there is America.
Yes. Jose goes with the immigrants, but doesn't plan on crossing the border. Every morning, he goes to collect all the things that they have left behind at the crossing. When the morning window to cross is closed, Jose takes several rucksacks of rubbish back to town. You won't believe what he finds.
I found a few apples. Apples.
Look at this, guys. These rucksacks are full of things that the immigrants left behind. Immigrants who have already crossed the border into the USA, just before they crossed, they got rid of any extra weight at the last moment. Look, here's some food. And also some fruit and some toothpaste and spoons. The cartels don't touch Jose. He's useful to them because he helps clear the territory. If he didn't do this, the whole place would be covered in trash. Once he's collected everything, he sells all of it to immigrants at discount prices because they don't usually have money for new clothes or nice food. Look at this pile of stuff he found. It is from a recent crossing. At the bottom of the pile are some personal things. Colombia. Documents from Colombia. Venezuela. Look, here's a certificate. From a course that this person completed. And some other documents. Oh no, this looks like some kind of proof of income. Judging by the email address, this is from Ecuador.
So here, they crossed the river to the other side.
Yeah.
You can go over if you want.
Why would they leave their documents
So,
behind?
They don't have as many things to carry.
But tell me how they live without documents.
They won't need them that side.
Just look at this, guys. Here, we have foundation cream, powder, special sponges they would have used to put their makeup on. A real woman will always be a real woman. Look at how many children's clothes they left behind. A little book. And there are even children's shoes. Look how nice these ones are. Look at this. These are little children's boots. The toys are all over. Just try and imagine how many children made the crossing. Where are they now? I have absolutely no idea. Here is a famous story. A bolero drops off 2 little girls at the border, and I am not going to show you the fall, and runs away. And then American authorities find the children. Actually, groups of lonely teens and young children are found on the American side every night.
They're all very hungry and tired.
These children are taken to special concentration camps, places where year after year, the record for amount of people being held there is broken and there is no space left. Journalists visiting the camp are only sometimes allowed in, and judging by the photographs and publicly available videos, children sleep on the floor under space blankets, and judging by the stories of their advocates, they are seldom allowed to go out for walks, and the conditions are not great. Much like the conditions of their lives before they even crossed the border. These people all paid for their crossing. And for their money, with what they have spent, they can be sure that they'll reach the border. The point of crossing without danger. The only thing is, I'm technically not allowed to film, so now I'm just praying that no cartel members have eyes on me. After all, the cartels don't want any publicity. But even with all the money that they gave to the cartels, there's no guarantee they'll be accepted on the other side. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, maybe they'll be deported. There are people crossing the river right now. Technically, as soon as they cross the Rio Grande, they're on American territory and they have the right to seek political asylum. But not everyone gets that. Right now, the river is shallow, and it's easy to get across. But sometimes, when the level goes up, people do drown. Amongst all the immigrants, there is a story, a legend, you could even say a myth, about the fabled Gate 36.
This is the site of the famous Gate 36.
Gate 36 is right in this spot.
This is the gate that fills the dreams of thousands of immigrants every day. And this gate of dreams is called Gate 36.
The story of Gate 36, which is supposedly always open, and which will definitely let anyone who gets to it into the USA, is a story I've heard from many immigrants.
Gate 36 is always open,
You can always get through
and
there.
I bet there's someone going through right now.
There are tons of pictures and videos online that all supposedly show how once illegal immigrants make it to the gate, the American authorities themselves let everyone in. All you need to do is get to the gate, and then you'll be allowed to cross the border. Why does everyone go specifically to Gate 36?
They wanted to go to the United States. They paid for it.
Why Gate 36? Why this gate? Why not 35 or 34?
It's special because they have big... Excuse me. Oh, wait, it's a very big gate. Close to the immigration authorities. It's easier for them.
Obviously, getting there is very difficult, and obviously, you need to pay the cartels, and the cartels don't let anybody get close. But if you find a way to get to Gate 36, everything will work out.
This is the coyote zone, and you could easily get killed. The immigration people chase everyone away.
Everyone.
You also need to pay them.
You have to pay a lot.
The thing about this gate is, it's always open, so anyone can go through.
Gate 36 is right there where I'm pointing. And as you can see, it really does exist here. And the huge numbers of immigrants who come here really do believe that this is a miracle gate. that you can just walk right through. American authorities regularly deny all rumors about this miracle gate, but people believe anyway. Right in front of us, one of the immigrants crossed over the river and started looking for the hole in the fence. The moment he finds the hole, he probably reports the news to the others, and a couple of minutes later, the big group is following him. Do you see right there? The immigrants pushed through the wire. And to not get hurt, they used their clothes, and as I'm speaking, they're all going right to the border. When you get to the border, American border guards show up in a pickup truck. A large group of illegal immigrants is already on American soil, so all the authorities can do is set fire to the clothes that they use to get over the barbed wire. Small fires like this can be seen all along the border. Look at that, guys. There's a woman with a small baby. Some women go to the border while they're pregnant, just so they can give birth in America, which will immediately give the child the right to American citizenship, and because of that, the parents will be allowed to stay in the country. And now pay attention to this, guys. The immigrants are all dry. They have crossed the river, but that happened a while ago. Since then, they've dried in the sun. And of course, the sun is burning bright, but luckily it's December and it's actually quite cold here. In reality, American military and border control tend to not be rough with the immigrants, and sometimes the opposite. They're bringing water over here. Watch this, guys. One of them was being searched, but he didn't have anything on him. So then they helped him with his bags. So they are being helpful, even though the immigrants are illegal. But nobody's being chased away. They're not being beaten and they're not being tortured. And it even feels like they're trying to help them out. But the thing is, according to the laws of border control, the guards can't actually let them in.
Well, what you saw, the Americans giving water, that's very odd. Because before, they didn't usually give them water. They just kept them there.
Do you think it could be because we are filming?
I don't. A little bit. I don't know. Maybe they've become a little bit more humane.
This is completely illegal, guys. You cannot do it. It is very dangerous. In reality, out of this group, which is now attempting this illegal crossing, well, you're going to see that not everybody is going to make it to the other side. But the scariest thing is that some of them really will die. That's the reality of the situation. Where did you learn to speak English?
It was in Los Angeles.
In LA?
Yeah. I went to high school and college.
So you lived in the United States?
For 30 years.
30 years?
30 years.
And what happened?
I got caught with drugs. They deported me.
Drugs? You were bringing drugs in from Mexico?
Nah. I just dealt there. I never crossed over them. No. Someone would deliver and I'd get it. And that was it. And one time, I got caught.
So you had your car full of drugs?
No, not my car. Someone else's car.
Someone's car was full of drugs, and you were delivering them somewhere?
Yeah, that's right. And one time, I delivered to a DEA agent. Yeah.
Undercover. For a delivery of one carload, how much did they pay?
It was $2,000. Yeah.
$2,000? They call these guys like you, I mean guys who deliver, are called burritos.
Oh, yeah.
Burritos are people Mexicans who deliver drugs to the United States, right?
Yeah, that's right. Coyotes are gonna start working right now.
Coyotes?
Yeah. Coyotes are the ones who smuggle the illegals across the border. No, not those illegals. The ones who pay $2,000. They cross over there. Do you see the bridge? Over there.
Yes. How can they? The bridge is there. The border is closed there.
Listen, immigration? No, but they have tunnels.
Ah, they have
Yeah.
tunnels there. Do you know that for sure?
Yeah, they
Everybody
have-
knows about them.
I think everybody knows. Yes, you gotta have a special device to open it. There's a route through the sewers.
Ah, to the store, yeah?
Yeah, to the
and
store.
then inside the store there, they have a tunnel?
Yeah, there are a lot of tunnels.
Lots
Yeah.
of tunnels.
For when they don't want you to loiter. You won't believe it, but they're looking out. They're looking, yeah. We're being watched.
Coyotes do not only use tunnels, they also make holes in the border wall by using their axes. They get drugs over the border using catapults, and they also make special ramps to get vehicles over, although sometimes they can get stuck. Here, the Coast Guard intercepts a special submarine that was built for trafficking drugs. It tries to speed away, but then a special forces agent jumps on the top and starts pounding on the hatch. When they get into the submarine, it was filled with drugs. However, the cheapest way of transporting drugs is still mules with huge backpacks on their backs, and not even a wall is an obstacle to them. Here we can see one climbing over the border wall, and look how big his backpack is. And another one. Once they're in American territory, the guys call someone, apparently a burrito who's supposed to take the goods from them, but then they notice that they're being filmed.
No.
After realizing that they might get caught, the mules flee back into the safety of Mexican territory. Just watch, it takes them less than 15 seconds to climb up and over a wall that cost billions of dollars, and they make it look as easy as climbing a tree. When Jose and I get back to the car, the guys who are watching us decided to approach, and I pretended I did not understand anything.
Do you know what's going on?
No, I have no idea. Who are you? I couldn't raise my camera, but the guys believed Jose and let us go. Alright guys, basically we were caught by the cartels again. And we don't want trouble, so we need to get out of here. Yeah.
Damn cartels, am I right?
Yeah, fucking cartels here.
What? Let's just go.
Which cartel is here, on this part of the border?
That is La Linea, a cartel that's called La Linea.
Uh-huh.
La Linea. And this means the line.
Yeah.
The line.
And they control this part of the border.
They control Juarez. They don't let anyone here.
But how can you work on this border, with these cartels?
You won't be able to.
Yes, but how do you?
No, you can't do it. You can't.
But you do.
Listen, they'll tell you can't work here. And they'll tell you just to go away. And if you don't listen, then they'll kidnap you. They're teenagers. Young boys. Young boys.
Some people look at these immigrants and wonder where they are going and what they're looking for, but there's something that you need to understand. All these people paid a lot of money, which means they had it in the first place. They worked hard and saved it up. All of it. They just saved it all for this trip. These people are brave. They're entrepreneurial. They all went through the kind of horrible things that we would never wish on our worst enemies. The bravery of these people can only be envied. Some will say that it is stupid and desperate, and that's partly true. But no matter how desperate their situation is, no matter where they come from, for them to make this decision, knowing that the majority will die, they will literally die. These are people who have never actually done anything wrong in their lives. They've never killed anybody. They're the ones who get killed. They've never hurt anybody, but they have been hurt badly. And all these people want to do is go live a normal life. They just want to live without being in danger anymore. They just want their children to have normal lives, and that's all. Normalcy. And that is all. These are people who have been let down by the countries that they came from and give themselves a chance at a normal life. They put themselves through all this danger so that these people just want a normal life for themselves and that they come and come again and again.